Good morning. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living, Eugene. I'm glad you're here today. My name is Susan. I'm a practitioner in training, and I'm going to be doing a meditation for us this morning to relax in your chairs, just kind of shake off whatever it took to get here today. Do a little roll of your shoulder if you like. Do a little stretch. Just settle in your seats and relax. I invite you to take a few breaths, slow breaths, and bring your awareness to this moment in time. I invite you to visualize relaxing energy starting at the top of your head and just rolling down, taking the tension out of your shoulders, out of your back, out of your trunk, down into your legs. Just continue to relax. And as we bring ourselves to this present moment, I invite you to do a little mantra. Breathe in, love is. Breathe out, I am. Breathe in, God is. Breathe out, I am. We will continue to do this for a few minutes. Allow yourself to relax deeper and deeper as you say, love is, and I am. God is, I am. Love is, I am. God is, I am. Just allow yourself to focus on your breath. Now I invite you to visualize a place that you like to go to connect with the divine. It can be a spot in nature. It can be by the ocean or a pretty stream. It could be a big comfortable chair. Just find a place where you could go that is peaceful and safe. Ground yourself in that place. And I invite you to visualize something or someone that you love that is with you. It can be a cat on your lap, a dog by your side, a child in your arms, someone that you love is with you. I invite you to visualize a bubble of love around the two of you. The This bubble is a light, a beautiful light that is holding you in safety and divine love. Now I invite you to see the bubble getting larger and larger and expanding. And this divine, unconditional love expands out into your community, into the forests. It encompasses the trees and the animals and the birds, the flowers. It continues to grow. Grows out into all of the cities, encompassing all of the people. And it grows, and eventually this bubble holds the entire world in this divine love. And you feel the love from all the beings. You feel the love of the divine. And you feel the reciprocal nature of giving and receiving of this love. And now I invite you to bring all the love of the world into your heart. If you like, you can put your hand on your heart. And just breathe this in. Breathe in this divine love. Breathe it in and allow it to go into every cell of your body, healing every cell, every organ, going into your brain and healing your mind. This divine love dissolves all fear, all anxiety. It holds you in a safe space. I invite you to visualize yourself at a younger time when you may have needed this love. And go ahead and embrace that younger you as a child or a teenager. And you can talk to yourself. Everything's going to be okay. You are loved. You're doing the best you can. I forgive you. You are loved. And bring that love back to yourself. And just let yourself feel it and know everything that has brought you here has made you the person that you are today. You are loved. Your path is divine. Take a moment if you need to forgive yourself of anything that you might need to forgive yourself for. Realize disappointments are normal and natural learning opportunities, and it's okay. You are loved. You are divine. This path has been perfect, whole and complete, unfolding just as it should. You are right now perfect, whole, and complete, basked in divine love. The perfect expression of God, a perfect child of God. Give yourself a moment to purely feel that love that you're giving yourself right now, the unconditional love. That you deserve. And know right now that your path going forward is perfect, whole, and complete. That you will go on through the week in that divine bubble of love. Safe, eternal being. And you can give and receive love freely, easily, effortlessly. You receive it from everywhere you look. And you give it to every opportunity you have. Visualize your week, talking to others, meeting strangers, going to people you love, and just sharing, giving, and receiving this divine connection. I invite you to slowly come back to your chairs and open your eyes when you're ready. We will have about 15 minutes before our gathering begins. Thank you for being here.
Good morning and welcome to Center for Spiritual Living Eugene. My name is Radiant and this is
Brian
and Naomi.
And we are grateful members of your Joy Note song leading team. If you will please rise, we'll sing a couple songs. I'm choosing heaven today.
I'm choosing heaven today. I'm choosing heaven. heaven today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing, I'm choosing heaven today. I'm choosing love today. I'm choosing love today. I am walking the road of love right now, singing, I'm choosing love today. I'm choosing peace today. I'm choosing peace today. I am walking the road of peace right now, singing, I'm choosing peace today.
Joy.
I'm choosing joy today. I'm choosing joy today. I am walking the road of joy right now, singing, I'm choosing joy today.
I'm coming back to heaven.
I'm choosing heaven today. I'm choosing heaven today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing, I'm choosing heaven today.
And now, if you'll turn to your neighbor and greet them. And if you're at home,
Hello.
you can think about sending out that postcard or hugging your cat for me.
It's
Hug your
fun.
cat for me.
How
you
are
for
you?
me.
I texted you this morning.
I
You
saw
were
that,
in,
but I was
late.
flying down the 126. I know I just said get up and go say hi to your neighbor. Now I'll bring y'all back. If y'all come back, we'll sing our second song.
Be still and know that
I am God.
Be still and know that I am. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know.
You can actually sing this to your neighbor as we sing You Are.
Be still and know that I are God. Be still and know that you are. Be still and know that you are God. Be still and know.
And sing it to someone else.
Be still and know that we are God. Be still and know that we are. Be still and know that we are God. Be still and know.
And now that we know that we are all God, we can sit and take a break. If you have any devices, please silence them now. And if you're at home, silence that washer machine. Just come and be here, be still right now. And thank you for coming to celebrate this beautiful Sunday with us.
Everyone. How y'all doing today? Doing pretty good. If it looks like I got beat up, it's because I got in a fight. I got in a fight with some grass and the grass won, so I am bearing through it. But welcome to Center for Spiritual Living Eugene. My name is Danu, and I'm part of our practitioner team. If you're here for the first time, in the lobby here, we have a sheet you can fill out, and we'll get you signed up for our newsletter. The newsletter and our website are the best ways to stay up to date on all of our fun offerings, classes, and service opportunities. And thank you to everyone joining us remotely from home. We appreciate you. And here at this center, we believe in the power of our thoughts, our beliefs, our actions, and our feelings to co-create our experience of life and reality. So we use We use the principles of science of mind to inspire minds, open hearts, and empower lives. And I'm going to share with you a piece of our global vision. We envision a world in which resources are valued, cared for, and grown, and where there is generous and continuous sharing of these resources. And I'd like to welcome up our practitioner of the day, Susan Cochran. And if you feel called to, you can rise, and we're going to sing another song.
We are one, we are one. I am you, you are me, we are one. And in this unity, we all live in harmony, and we have come, for we are one. We are one. We are one. I am you, you are me, we are one. And in this unity, we all live in harmony, and peace has come, for we are one. So it is.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Susan. I'm your practitioner for the day. I'm so glad to see all your smiling faces on this beautiful day. I invite you to settle in to this moment and bring our present awareness here with a few breaths. And I invite you to join me with this affirmative prayer where we recognize that there is one powerful presence, one divine intelligence that is expressing itself in, through, and as everything that exists. It is in every blade of grass. It is in every flower. It is in every tree. It is in every being, every winged creature, every being with paws and fins and feet. It is the eternal life force that connects us all in oneness. I feel that presence here today, and I feel it inside myself, and I know I am one with it. As I know this for myself, I know this for each and every one present in the space. As a divine co-creator, I set the intention for a beautiful gathering where we can receive the love, the divine love, and connect with each other. I bless this space. I bless this center where everyone who walks through these doors is welcome. Here we know that every person is divine in nature, deserving of love and respect, celebrated for who they are and their unique gifts that they have to share. I bless the music that softens and opens our hearts for the message. I bless Reverend Christine Green for being here today to share her wisdom and light. I am so grateful for this time, for this connection, and for what we have here. Let it be a respite for us and fill our cups for when we go out into the world this week so that we may make the world a better place. I'm so thankful. And I gently release this to Spirit knowing that as it is said, it is done, and so it is.
Thank you for that beautiful prayer and blessing, Susan. And as Susan said, everything is an expression of the divine, even the pollen swimming in my eyeballs right now. And I'm going to read for you our affirmation for the month of June. I will read it once aloud, and then if you choose, you can read it again with me. I am one with all that is, and I am a unique expression of God, because I constantly move toward greater heights in my spiritual awareness. I am free of limitations and unstoppable in God. And with me if you choose. I am one with all that is, and I am a unique expression of God, because I constantly move toward greater heights in my spiritual awareness. I am free of limitations and unstoppable in God. And so it is. And our talk today will be delivered by the wonderful Reverend Christine Green. And the talk title is The Power of Conscious Choices. And before our talk, we have a very special musical guest, Haley Loren. Let's give it up for Haley.
Hello. How is everyone this morning? Good. I haven't been here in a while. I've missed you. We're going to do a song that feels always timely, but especially right now, I guess that's maybe always the case, and maybe I say that every single time, but why not? It's Imagine. Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us, above us only sky. Imagine all the people living for today. Imagine there's no countries. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for, and no religion too. Imagine all the people living life in peace. You may say that I'm a dreamer. Oh, but I'm not the only one. I hope that someday you will join us, and the world will be as one. Imagine no possessions. I wonder if you even can. No need for
greed or hunger, a brotherhood of man. Oh, imagine all the people sharing all the world. You may say that I'm a dreamer. Oh, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you will join us, and the world will be as one. Oh, you may say that I'm a dreamer. Oh, but I'm not, you know I'm not the only one. I hope someday you will join us, and the world will live as one.
Thank you so much. Thank you to Matt and to Chris Ward.
If you're new here, we will go into a short meditation if you can hear me. I assume you can hear me. So if you're new here, we're going to go into a short meditation. After we sing this very brief song, please close your eyes as you feel. I am opening. I am opening. My heart is ready to receive. I am opening. I am opening. My heart is ready to receive. I am opening. I am opening. My heart is ready to receive. I am opening. I am opening. My heart is ready to receive. I am opening.
There will not be actually a meditation today. I am here to introduce our beautiful guest speaker, and I do want to thank Matt, and how lovely it is to have Matt and Chris with Haley today. That takes me back almost 18 years when I first got here. So I am delighted to introduce to you, for those of you who have not met her yet, an amazing, amazing person whom I have come to really hold in my heart and cherish in my heart, because she's just an amazing human being. Reverend Christine Green finds her inspiration in empowering others to grow beyond their limitations. and discover their inner strength and courage. And I think that's why, because empowerment is basically the basis of my ministry as well. You guys are stronger than you think you are, and we're here to help pull that out of you. It's already there. We're not pouring anything in, we're pulling it out. She's an author, a facilitator, a speaker, a minister, and has a background in business education and a master's in religious studies. Whew. As an ordained CSL minister, she is currently on the interim ministry team. Now, that's the team that when a minister retires or moves to another place and they're looking for a new minister, that's the person who comes in and helps the center gather together and come up with what it is they're seeking and how they want to move forward in the future. It's brilliant and beautiful work, and I honor her for what she does with that. She's also one of the facilitators of the new minister co-creation process. Her latest book, which is back there at the back table, and the lovely Kathy Prather from Salem will be back there to take your money. She has that book, Conscious Choices, A Guide to Clarity, Courage, and Connection, which launched just in March, but some other books that she has written. She lives in Portland, enjoys travel, photography, hiking, and exploring the beauty in our beautiful Northwest. And she's here today to speak to us and then do a workshop after the service at 12:30. We're going to be having a workshop on making conscious choices. So it is my esteemed honor and privilege to introduce to you a dear friend and a beloved colleague, Reverend Christine Green.
Beautiful. I'll stay away from that microphone.
Okay, you're safe now.
Thank you. That was a beautiful introduction. And you are so blessed to have Reverend Linda. Whenever I am in, we live in the same state and don't see each other, but we go to conference in other states. I've seen you in Utah and California and all these other places. I've seen her. And she's always the person with a smile and a welcome. And when I feel like I don't know anybody here, I know Linda's there, and she's my connection. So thank you. And I've watched her from afar and the work that she's done here. So you're very blessed to have her. And thank you so much for sharing your beautiful center with me. Actually, Reverend Linda, you created the foundation for me last week with your talk. When you talked about that all of us is who we are. We're aware of the whole body, the things, maybe the negative and the positive, we embrace it all. What's going on in the head and the heart, it's all together. And so my talk today is to go a little bit deeper into discovering that and discovering what are the steps and how do we come to that place of building consciousness. But before I start, can I have a little funny story? Is that okay? So a golden retriever, a Doberman, and a cat died and found themselves at the gates of heaven. And they're on the throne with St. Peter. And St. Peter greeted each one of them. And he started with the golden and he said, "What do you believe?" And the golden said, "Well, friendship and play and love." And St. Peter said, "You may enter." And so the Doberman comes up and he says, "Well, what do you believe?" And the Doberman says, "Well, security, protection, and friendship." And he says, "Welcome, you may enter." And so St. Peter says to the cat, "And what do you believe?" And the cat says, "I believe you're sitting in my chair." So if any of you have a cat, you know that that's their chair. I do Zoom classes, and I have a lot of cats in my classes because they seem to pay attention at the time that the person turns on the Zoom and sits down at their computer, right? And then walks across the screen. So it's very fun. But speaking of heaven and that understanding, we know in science of mind that heaven is not a place, but heaven is an experience. Heaven is an attitude, and we can tap into it whenever we want. But it wasn't always that way for me. I grew up in the Catholic Church and went to Catholic school. And one day, Sister Mary Elizabeth came in and she shared with us that the importance of going to confession and confessing our sins. Because if we don't confess our sins and we die, we go to this place called purgatory. And purgatory is nothing. There's you don't see anybody, there's nothing there, you're not in heaven, you're not in hell, you're just there. Which to a 10-year-old sounds like worse than anything imaginable, because it's nothing. And so I said, well, if God loves me, why would I go to purgatory? And how do I not have that happen? How do I get out of that? And she says, oh, well, we really don't understand this. We won't understand until we go to heaven. I said, but you don't understand. If I'm in purgatory, how do I find out how to get out? And I couldn't relate to that. I couldn't understand that. And she didn't really answer my question. It was like, that's just the way it is. And so as time went on, I forgot about that. I grew up and became a teenager, and there were lots of other things to think about. Until one day, I was out late on a Saturday night, and on Sunday morning, I announced to my family, well, I'm tired today. I'm not going to go to church. In a Catholic household, you can imagine how that went over. My dad said, you live in this house, you go to church. And it was like a light bulb went off. And it was that, this is not my religion. I don't connect with this. I don't understand it. This is my parents' religion. And something inside of me made a conscious decision at that point that I was going to find out what that was for me. I wanted to do that. And that's probably why you're here, right? What is that? What is that inside of us that wants to know? And how do we create that consciousness for ourselves? And it was years later that I moved to, I grew up in upstate New York. I moved to San Diego and found, I don't know if you know Terry Cole Whitaker. Some of you, if you've been around, is a name. She's written books, and she was a minister back then. And I stumbled into that church. And many of you probably stumbled into a church, or someone invited you. And there's something about it that you felt at home. You felt that connection. And that's what happened there. So I had that connection, and I came to a place where I was understood and I could understand. And so I felt I was on my journey. And so the most important thing I learned in the science of mind is that the most important thing for us is to be aware. We have awareness of our thoughts, of our emotions. Because when we don't, we're dictated by that. And when we're dictated by that, we can go off in the wrong direction. So we want to pay attention to what do I believe? What do I know? What is happening up here and in here? As Linda pointed out last week. That as I know that, then I can be aware of that. So the first thing we have to do is be aware of that inner critic. Do you know that pesky voice in the back of the head? Always judging and criticizing whatever it is we do. Well, who do you think you are? Well, what makes you the boss? Do you have enough education? Anyone ever have that one? That was one that haunted me. Is there enough to go around? So the key to having mastery is to pay attention to that, to listen to that, and to begin to move that into the direction that we want to go, to take that and say, what do I believe? Because we have choice at every moment. In her book, You Can Heal Your Life, Louise Hay teaches us that regardless of the problem, the situations we face are a result of what's going on inside of us. So as we pay attention to what's inside of us, we can make that change. And so there were three things that I noticed that I pay attention to become an observer of life. The first thing is, what am I feeling? Emotions are so important because emotions dictate our actions. But I have an emotion because of something I've been thinking or something I believe. And that's the second one. after what am I feeling, what am I believing? If I'm sad, I could be believing that I'm not loved. For me, I was always scared, in fear, because I believed there wasn't enough. I grew up in a household where there was always enough, but there was a belief that there wasn't enough. And so I had that inside of me. And what do I want instead? I want to know that I am one with the infinite, that I am one in that abundant life. And that abundance is in the flow. I'm in the flow of life, and that abundance is mine now. So that's how we become the observers. We pay attention to these things so that we can see them and know that. And you probably discovered on the path that there are many teachers on the path, right? There are teachers that we have study with, and there are teachers that push our buttons. Anybody have any button pushers in their life, or that they, maybe in the past? So one of my first person that she really catapulted me on the path, and it was at the church. I got a job at the church, and I was the class registrar. And her name was, I think it was Lisa. So Lisa was, I was taking her place. So Lisa was teaching me. So she was teaching me, and no matter what I didn't do it the right way. Have you ever been in that situation? Yeah. So whatever I did, I wasn't doing it correctly. So she was always correcting me, which is not something that feels good. So she was always correcting me, telling me what I was doing wrong and how I could do it better. And every night I went home, and all I talked about was Lisa. Lisa said this, Lisa said that. What's Lisa going to say tomorrow? What am I going to do about this? And my poor boyfriend had to listen to this. And he said, you need to do something about this. And he actually paid for me to take a class. And he said, I think you would like this class. And it was a class at the church, and it was about building consciousness. And so I went and took this class, and I discovered that she was pushing my buttons, and I had the power to change that. So I did my work that weekend, and I went back and to work on Monday, and I saw her in a whole new light, and she was lovely. I didn't have that energy anymore, and we came to understand each other, and we came to be friends. And so I used that situation to not be suffering with it, but to use it, how is it going to make me a better person? How am I going to learn from it? And that's what we do in this work, is we learn from every opportunity that we have. If we have an opportunity to learn how to grow, how to see things differently, how to choose peace, how to choose love, how to choose joy, we have that opportunity. So in my book, Conscious Choices, I talk about that there's 3 things that we pay attention to be an observer. And the first one, there's 3 qualities that help us. And the first one is discipline. And so, I don't know about you, anybody having a hard time focusing lately? Yes. So you're not alone. I found Johann Hari, the author of Stolen Focus, Why Can't You Pay Attention? He wrote this book, and he did a lot of research on this topic. And he said, scientists investigated how often an average American college student pays attention to anything. So they put tracking software on their computers, and to pay attention to what they did and monitor them on any particular day. They discovered that on an average, a student would switch tasks once every 65 seconds. They would move to another task once every 65 seconds. And the median amount of time they focused on anything was 19 seconds. But let's not get too cocky about that as adults. Okay? Because they studied the adults, And the average working adult in an office stayed on a task the average of 3 minutes. And lately I've been finding myself less than 3 minutes. So what he says in his book, there's a whole number of reasons. We can't blame it all on the phone or all on social media or on the greed of corporate advertisers, although all that comes into play, but there's a systemic problem that we're dealing with. And so he investigates that in his book. And years ago, I found a technique that I found that was helpful, and it's called Kaizen. It's a Japanese practice, and it's taking things and doing them in small steps. And then Robert Maurer, he said, he wrote a book called One Small Step Can Change Your Life. And he uses the example of one of his clients. Her doctor said, you need to lose weight and you need to exercise. And she couldn't do it. And so when she talked to Robert, he said, well, because you're thinking of the big, long picture. You know, we chew off much more than we can. And he says, start with one small step. He said, stand in front of your TV and walk in place and see what happens with that. And do it for a minute. And so that's what she did. And then increase it each day. So each day she increased it until she had a regular pattern of exercise. And we can do that with whatever it is that we are trying to attain in our lives, whether it's exercise or learn something new or whatever that is, to take a small step and work at it and just do one thing. And even just imagining it. And that was one of his suggestions, is first of all, just imagine yourself walking. Then walk for 1 minute, and then see if you can increase it to 2. So we know the power of imagination. So when we begin to do that, we begin to bring that awareness into ourselves, into our bodies, into our beingness, so we can practice that. And so when any time we want to make a change, if we can find one thing to shift, one action to shift, it makes a difference. Very often, in order to do that, we have to develop patience, right? It takes patience to do that because we live in a society that wants everything now. We need it now. It should have happened yesterday. And so it takes patience to change. And people have asked me that over the years in my counseling, mentoring practice. They say, how long will it take for me to reach this goal? It's like, I don't know. And how long are you going to practice? And that was my issue early on. I didn't want to practice. And I saw that when I first got into the practice and Signs of Mind, I saw my friends excelling and achieving. And I went to my teacher and I said, well, I noticed, that happened for them. What's the secret? Tell me the secret, right? Because we want to know the secret formula. There's got to be a shortcut and a secret formula. What's the secret? Why does she have that and I don't? And she said, well, I don't know. How long are you meditating? I said, well, I don't have time because Tuesday I go to the gym and Thursday I go to the gym and then the other days I do this and maybe on Saturday. And she said, well, that's your problem. Where's your focus? Where's your practice? It takes patience to do that. So we have to invest in ourselves in order to have that. So I was blessed today because my friend Kathy drove down here with me. But do you ever notice that sometimes things can take forever? And we were driving down, and this almost 2-hour drive from Portland seemed like nothing. because we were chatting and enjoying company. But when you're waiting for something, it can seem like forever. Because it's all in our thoughts. It's all in our awareness. It's all the way we look at it. Change is always occurring, but it's not in our time frame. And so very often I have people say, I don't know if you have this, Reverend Linda, where people will say, well, I prayed, but it didn't work. Well, so you do one prayer and expect it to work. Right. And traditionally, that's what I was taught. I was taught, and this is my little analysis of traditional prayer. Growing up as a Catholic, there were 3 types that I think I was using. The first one was, I'm a good person, right? I pray I'm a good person, so good things should happen because I'm a good person, right? And then the second one was, let's make a deal. Anyone make a deal with God? Oh, I used to make a deal all the time. You know, if you just give me this, I will change a behavior. Like, it was always giving up candy for some reason. I think that because that was an easy thing for me. So I'll give up candy for a month. Of course, 10 minutes later, I forgot all about it. But it was, let's make a deal. And the other one was, beam me up, Scotty, because we want, just get me out of this. Please get me out of this situation. I don't want to be in this situation anymore. We know it doesn't work that way. That I'm not praying to someone for something, but I'm aligning myself with the divine. I'm aligning my awareness and my intention and my thoughts in the flow of life. That flow is always moving, and I'm receiving that when I'm in the flow. And the beautiful prayer and meditation that Susan did is she's reminding us of being in that flow. We accept the good that's already ours. So then we're not waiting for something, but we're affirming something. We're claiming our good. We're not waiting for it to happen. I remember in those early days, I was always looking over my shoulder. Where was my good going to come from? You know, who is going to bring it to me? I'd say the prayer, and the end of the prayer is I release and let it be, but I never released it. I was hanging on and looking, who's going to bring my good to me? And then open the mailbox looking for it, or look at the phone, where's my good? But doesn't work that way. I'm in the flow, I'm in the alignment, I'm in that awareness of oneness, and it comes. Alan Cohen says, the universe is proceeding with perfect timing. If you believe it is not an error in the universe, but in your perception. So waiting comes from hope, but patience comes by faith. When we're waiting, we hope something will happen, but when we're patient, we know something is happening. And so the third thing is that brings us to be the observer is compassion. Because we live in a society that's so focused on results, right? On the ego, on what can I accomplish, or what's it going to look like out in the world. And so having compassion for ourselves, we have that patience, we have that discipline, we have that awareness, and we have compassion that wherever I am, it's okay. And I'm doing the best that I can in the moment. When we have compassion for ourselves, we can have compassion for others. There's a lot of issues in the world right now and a lot of suffering, but when we know where we are and we have that clarity for ourselves, we can see that for others and know that for others and take a stand for others as well. And unless we have compassion for ourselves, then we're in the competition of wanting to be better than anyone else. I have to do this better. I have to achieve more. And so when we do that, we don't judge other people. We don't judge ourselves, and we don't judge others based on their results or based on what they're experiencing. We have more empathy for what's going on. And so I like to tie everything in with a spiritual principle, and the spiritual principle is the one we use and know so well: change your thinking, change your life. That in order to be the observer, I can observe what's going on with me, but I need to change my behavior around it. And as I change my behavior, I change my experience. And so I often ask my clients, do you see yourself as the victim or the student? When someone did something to me, I'm the victim. Now, my coworker, Lisa, I was the victim. But when I switched it around, I became the student. What's mine to learn? So we get to ask that all the time. Am I the victim in this situation, or can I be the student? Can I have this awareness? The victim says, why did this happen to me? But the student says, what can I learn from this experience? And like I said earlier, there's no secret mantra. And I know this because I've searched everywhere, and there's no secret mantra. I tried, right, Linda? I tried. Right. As ministers, that's our work, is we're constantly looking at, well, what's working? What do I use in my life that I can share with others? So we are always making choices. And to live a conscious life, we have to be aware of our thinking and our emotions. And this is more important now more than ever, because everyone is vying for your attention, right? Advertisers, social media, you open your phone or your computer and there's a notification right there. The news, someone is vying for your attention. When you are aware and you are in dominion and you hold the cards of what I'm going to believe, what I'm willing to believe, what I'm willing to see, you are in dominion of your life, of your emotions, of what's going on in the world. When we're not aware of our emotions, we can be easily swayed. I watched that in myself one day. I was feeling kind of down and things weren't going so well, and I happened to turn on the news. Immediately, I dropped down even further because I believed what was on there, because I wasn't paying attention to what's going on with me. And imagine what goes on in the world when there's emotions going on, there's conflicts going on, that somebody's having a bad day, and then they hear something and they tend to believe it without knowing if it's true or not. So it's so important today, more than ever, to have this awareness of consciousness. It's not a nice idea anymore. It's essential. If we're going to move forward in the world, and now we have something called AI, artificial intelligence. We have to examine everything. Is this real? Is this true? Is this what I believe? So we're constantly paying attention and being observers of life. And the more we are, the more empowered we are. Because when we're empowered, we know who we are. We know our oneness. We know our connection. And then we live by intention when we have that. We wake up in each day living by intention. And when we live by intention, you hear your intuition, right? You hear your intuition. And when you pay attention to your intuition, then you're guided to take right action, right? You're not at the effect of the world, but you're taking right action. And so when you follow your wisdom by taking this right action, you're put in the right place at the right time. You're meeting the people you need to meet, you're receiving the good you want to receive, and you're living a life of peace and grace. author and researcher Joe Dispenza says, to change our reality, we need to think and feel and act in a new way. And so as we're paying attention and we're creating new behaviors, we're creating new neural pathways in the brain. And as we do that, it makes life even more easy, more accessible, we have more awareness of what's happening for us. So we pay attention to our thoughts and our energy, and we set the attention for what we want. And I love in his book, Paul Selig writes, I am love through the ones I see before me. And I love that we can proclaim how we see others. Will you say that with me? I am love through the ones I see before me. Again, I am love through the ones I see before me. So rather than seeing someone as diminished or as hurting or as less than, I am love through the ones I see before me. I choose to see you as love. And Paul Selig says, as you state this intention, you become an ambassador of love. And the frequency of love is transmitted from your frequency to those you see before you. So you're transmitting a frequency of love. As we proclaim that, as we see others, we're sending a frequency of love. And this most important time now, more than ever in the world, to be sending a frequency of love to the world around us, the world in pain and in suffering and hurting. And as we send that love, we share that love. Paul Selig says, the purpose of fear, the only purpose of fear is to create more fear. So rather than fear, let's send love. And so in closing, would you be willing to say this prayer with me? I'll say a line, and then if you would repeat it. I am love through the one I see before me.
I am love through the one I see before me.
And in this one, use your own name. I'm going to say, I choose to see you, Christine, and say your own name. I choose to see you in love. So, I choose to see you, Christine, in love. I choose to see you in your worth. I choose to see you in your right to be. I see you in your beauty. I see you in your perfection. I see you in your wholeness. I am love through the one I see before me. So let's take this in prayer. So I give thanks with a grateful heart for this opportunity to stand in the presence of love, to stand in the awareness of love, and know that each of us here is that demonstration of love and light, of infinite oneness. And I know that whatever is held in the heart is healed right here and right now. If there's any place of suffering or pain, it is healed in this moment. As we send love to each other and to our planet and around our planet, that we know that love lifts each person. Love lifts the awareness. Love lifts the frequency and lifts people out of pain, out of suffering, out of war, out of poverty, and into peace. And so we celebrate this day in joy. We celebrate this day in love and move into a greater awareness, a greater presence, a greater oneness that is God, that is love. I am so grateful for this good. I release this word in deep gratitude, and together we affirm. And so it is. Thank you so much.
And it is the time of giving and receiving, and so we ask that you reach into your heart, into the place of love, into the place of truth, into the place of giving and knowing that good is always here. And allow yourself to experience the grace that God is. There is a scan thing up here. For those of you who do stuff on your phone, you can scan this on your phone, whether you're here or at home, and donate in that way, directly through to the center. And giving and receiving is just a natural part of life. And we learn this in the daily spiritual practice we have called prayer. We also learn it in the spiritual practice we have called breath. If I breathe in, I must breathe out. If I breathe out, I must breathe in. It's the way life works. I give, I receive. I give, I receive. So, if you will take your gift, whether you're giving today or not, put your hand over your heart, either with your gift or just your hand. I bless this gift,
I bless this gift,
knowing it is the circulation of divine good,
Knowing it is the circulation of divine good,
and then it comes back to me,
and it comes back to me,
pressed down,
pressed down,
overflowing,
overflowing,
and multiplied.
and multiplied.
What she said. And now, your ushers will come forth.
Everything in this world goes around, flowing with abundance, it knows no bounds. Giving and receiving, we circulate the love. With gratitude and knowing there's always enough. We give thanks, we give thanks, we give thanks with this offering. We give thanks, we give thanks, we give thanks for everything. We give thanks, we give thanks, we give thanks with this offering. We give thanks, we give thanks, we give thanks for everything.
And we give thanks for Chris and Matt to accompany the amazing Haley Loren on her second song.
Yeah. Aren't they great? This is a song that Matt and I and Mo we have done before, but it's been so long. I don't know if you remember it at all, and it's okay if you don't, because I'm going to remind you right now. I'm doing it again. It's a song called "This Is the Moment," and this is the moment you've been waiting for. That can either be seen as something you've been bracing yourself to want to do, or that can also be just the idea of this is the moment of being present, and haven't you always wanted that all along? So you can see it in whatever way works for you today. But this song was written by Carolyn Ahrens.
I don't know your story, I don't even know your name, but there's something I can tell you just the same. Wherever you are going and whatever's gone before, this is the moment you've been waiting for. This is the moment you've been waiting for. Well, I don't pretend to know what it's like walking in your shoes, but I know the path will be the one you choose. So whatever has been keeping you from walking through that door, this is the moment you've been waiting for. This is the moment you've been waiting for. Take the first step, take the bull by the horns. And if you're still breathing, then this moment is yours. But time won't stop for no one, we both know that that's a fact. Once a day is done, it don't come back. So each and every second is too precious to ignore. This is the moment you've been waiting for, yeah. This is the moment you've been waiting for. Take a deep breath, take the first step, take the bull by the horns. If you're still breathing, then this moment is yours. 'Cause there's a reason you were born. And you don't have to wait for the planets to align. Oh, love is already on your side. It'll give you what you need now, nothing less and nothing more. This is the moment you've been waiting for, yeah. This is the moment you've been waiting for. This is the moment you've been waiting for, yeah. This is the moment you've been waiting for.
Thanks again to Matt and Chris. You guys are awesome. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Haley, and Matt, and Chris, and all of you for being here with us today. We're so grateful, and all of you at home for joining us. The moment you've all been waiting for. Announcements. Whee! Okay. There is a discussion group after the gathering at 11:45 in the meditation room. Danu will be leading that. That's from 11:45 to 12:15. That gives you time to do that and still come to the workshop, so it's all good. But if you had questions about what we talked about today, you can talk those over and see if this really is the moment you've been waiting for to make that choice. This afternoon from 12:30 to about 2 or 2:30, however long it goes, for as long as it goes. Christine's going to be doing her workshop in the social hall. It is a suggested offering of $20, but nobody's going to be turned away because we want you to get the information. The book is available in the back. Her friend Kathy is going to be there after service to do that. And this is going to be an honor system, okay? I made some taco soup, and I have chips and salsa for the people who are attending the workshop so they won't get faint from lack of food. So if you're going to the workshop, you may help yourself to the soup. Otherwise, the universe knows. Just saying, you might wind up in purgatory. And the cookbooks are now available. There are some in the bookstore. There are some in the office. They're $20 each, and they're prepared by me with the soups that I create for our Soup for the Soul. So if you would like one of the cookbooks, just go to the bookstore or the office and pick one up. Tuesdays at 10:30 a.m. The men's coffee is at 5th Street Market. The Wednesday gathering is going to be on break for most of the summer, but on June 19th, Kathy Day and her husband Dwayne are going to be doing a Taizé service. And Soup for the Soul continues at least through June. This week we're going to be doing the principle of gratitude, and we're going to be doing some exercises on putting gratitude to practice in your life. It's at noon. Come, make an offering into the offering bowl, and just help yourself. We're there for an hour. We stick to the discussion, and we're very good about being complete in time. There's a grief support group that meets at 1:30 in the meditation room on Thursday after we finish with the soup. A half hour later, that starts. Reverend Liz, yeah, is leading a book study starting this Wednesday, the 12th, here at the center on a book that's called The Magic Mala. And the book is in the bookstore if you would like to get a copy of it. And it's going to be a 4-week gathering to study the book and play with it and see where it leads you. So if you have questions, please talk to her after the service. Virtual game night is this night, Kathy Day, right? It's this coming Friday. See, we got confused because we had first Friday or first Saturday, and then there was first Friday, and then there was second Saturday the next day. It was like weird. So it's where this week is third Saturday, but it's second Friday. Okay, just it's fun when you're doing slides and your things are based on which week is what, because second Saturday is virtual game night. It is really fun. You can scan that for more details or talk to Kathy Day. And then on the third Saturday, which is the very next day, we have the women's group, which is online, and that's going to be from 10:30 to noon. And that you can get information in the bookstore and not in the bookstore, in the newsletter that comes out each week. Also, third Saturday is the Death Cafe from 4:30 to 6:30, and there will be, is Rich doing the drumming? Because he injured his knee. But he's the shamanic drumming at 6 p.m. on the third Saturday. So third Saturdays, you just pack your bag Friday night, do the virtual game night, then just spend the day here at the center or online with people from the center, and you're good. And then coming up, June 30th, very last Saturday or Sunday of the month, is going to be Mike and Carlene McCornack doing a concert with Matt and Mo here to raise funds after the service we're going to have. So please invite your friends. It's going to be truly, truly a fun afternoon. Everybody's got permission to play a little crazy on that day, so it's going to be fun. The bookstore is always available for you, and like I said, Kathy Prather will be there with Reverend Christine's books. And I want to thank Ellen Gabehart and her friend Meredith for the beautiful artwork in our sanctuary. And are any of you artists who would like to display your art for a couple of months here? Do you have photography or other things that you would like to put up for a while? Let us know. Talk to Ellen, and she will get you scheduled. And I believe we now are going to have a little bit of information about the practitioners. And then we'll do the peace song.
So, Danu and I are almost practitioners, almost licensed. Wow, licensed practitioners. It has been a very interesting journey. I started about 4 years ago taking the prerequisite classes, and then it was 2 years of the course study, which we just finished up, and now we've got our panels coming up on the 22nd of this month, so keep us in good thoughts for that. Danu is now taking clients for donations to the center. I did that last month, but I'm willing to take, if you didn't get a chance to do that, I'm still open for that. And since we're not licensed yet, we cannot receive money, but we definitely can do it for the center, and it's good practice for us. So we encourage you to do so. And also during our studies, they had us every term go to 2 practitioners a term to learn, and that has been amazing for me. It is now a part of my self-care to see practitioners. To have someone just focus on you, to see you in love and see you as a divine being when you might forget who you are is very powerful. And so take advantage of the resources we have here with all the practitioners and reverends. It is really amazing. I really enjoy having it, and I would love to share that with you as well. So if you are here and available for prayer, also we do miracle minutes after service. It's just a quick little lift you up. If you would like to talk to any of us, you're welcome to do that. If you would like to stand, who is available for prayer, and it is starting here.
Raven Gaines.
Reverend Linda. Reverend Liz. Kathy Day. Reverend Trish.
And I'm Susan. So thank you.
Lopsided on this side of the room.
Yes. We all love you and would love to share our gifts with you. So
And now if you'll rise, we'll sing the peace song.
I love
Through the one I see before me. And so it is.